United States of America, and has represented Nigeria on global platforms, including the UN General Assembly and the Summit for Democracy in South Korea. Julius is the co-founder of Learner's Corner's Educational Tech Hub, and Julius drives the integration of technology in education, working closely with the Lagos State's Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. He has led multiple international education delegations and was part of the Minister of Education's 2025 delegation to the World Bank. Currently, Julius serves as the president of the Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni Association of Nigeria. Julius also contributes to youth policy development as a member of the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development's Technical Working Group. His leadership has been recognized on platforms like Voice of America's Young Leaders Show, affirming his role as a rising voice in education and public service. Please let's welcome Julius on stage. Hi, Julius.
Hi, sir.
How you
Can you
doing
hear
now?
me?
Yes, very well.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for the warm introduction. Um, Hi, everyone. My name is Julius Ilori. As I was rightly introduced, I'm so honored to be here today to speak about social media visibility for global opportunities. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly, because I'm not using a slide today, so I'll just speak through my notes right in front of me. So once again, good evening. So I'll just go straight to my presentation. If you have questions, you can keep the question until when maybe the session ends. Then I can take the question. I just want to go straight so I don't keep us waiting on the call for a long time. I appreciate our time and thank you so much once again for joining. So when I was invited to speak about this social media, stuff, I was a bit excited because it has been part of the conversation I've been having with few people in my corner lately on how it's important for us as young people, especially as young people in Nigeria, to think beyond our various local communities, to see how we can gain visibility online. I know we're in the world where everybody's doing comedy content, a lot of stuff online, which sometimes is okay. I mean, everybody wants to make money, but for the kind of goals that we all have, of at least getting global opportunities, accessing global opportunities, and being able to like fit into the system, being able to pass the mark, of that online visibility or the online presence that is required. So I had to make a tweet to the topic. So I moved it from what it is, what you have online now, which is social media visibility for global opportunities, to like social media for visa success in the new world of global mobility. So let me say that again. Social media for visa success in the new world of global mobility. And this is my opening quote. Your digital footprint is your new passport. Let's just think about that. Your digital footprint is your new passport. If you have been following news lately, you see that different developed countries like the United States, Canada, and all of this, UK, they are coming up with policies. They are coming up with a lot of policies that is limiting immigration of young people, not just young people. Let's say general, both adults, everyone. But young people are more at the receiving end of it because we are young and we want to access global opportunities. A lot of these limitations sometimes affect. Sorry for the noise in the background. Just so sorry about that. Okay, please just let me try to walk out of here. Yes, so sorry, I'm back now. So, back to what I was saying. My apologies for the breaking transmission. Yeah, your digital footprint is now your new passport. Who you are, what you do, and how you do it. If you look at the new US policy for visas, whether student visa or uh, B1, B2, like you're just coming to visit, or tourist visa, one of their new requirements is that you have to have your social media handles. It's not like compulsory to your application. And then if your settings on Instagram, for example, or Facebook is private, you have to make it public. It's now compulsory. And if nobody thought of this, like let's say 5 years ago, 7 years ago, nobody really cared about what you are doing on social media. But we're in that era where your digital footprint is now your new passport. So for a lot of us, young people like myself, that we are seeking opportunities, we have to be more intentional about how we position ourselves out there, because the world is more connected than ever right now. I'm going to share an example of a very funny experience I had a few years ago. That was like in 2022. 2022 was like my first time out of Nigeria. I was on a trip for a training in Finland. So when I got to the airport, I got to the Finnish border. The guy that was talking, the custom guy was like, "Oh, hi, what are you coming to do?" I told him what I'm coming to do, but because I'm holding a Nigerian passport and then I'm young, so it was like, okay, we'll need to ask you more questions. And before I know what was happening, I saw like two policemen. They just ushered me into another, like, a room, and they started to ask, like, take notes. Like, they started to ask me questions. And one of the things I told them, I said, just Google my name, check me online. Like, I'm not coming to your country to run away, or I'm not saying trying to, take advantage of the same. I just told them, just check me online. This is what I'm doing, and it's verifiable. You can see it online. I'm here as an education, personnel and all of that from Nigeria, coming here for training for a couple of, days or weeks. And until when they were able to reach the company, the organization that invited me, so the company now gave them details about me and everything. But I was bold enough to tell them to say, okay, check me out online, check me out on Instagram, check me out. You see that. And at the end of the day, they apologized to me and they said, "Oh, we are sorry for wasting your time," and they followed me outside, handed over my bags and everything to me. One thing that I observed is that if I had failed, or maybe I did not engage properly, they will just return me back to Nigeria, maybe puts me on the next flight back, after flying for almost 16 hours. Imagine you are now back in Nigeria just like that, when people already see you off, oh, you're going for a training. And, so as a Nigerian with a Nigerian passport, there are a lot of problems you face, especially when you're traveling a lot, because you are from a country. It's a great country, but they don't have good reports about the country, especially about the young people. So they tend to like treat people like, "Oh, okay, let me see what you do. Tell me more." They tend to ask more questions compared to somebody like you that is young, who is with a British passport, or with a US passport. It's totally different. In fact, for people with US passport or British passport, they have another route. They just possibly just put their passport on the machine and it opens the way for them. Some of them don't even go through some border interviews and all of that. So it's important to note what I said much earlier, that your digital footprint is your new passport. Opportunities for work, study, exchange programs abroad are growing. There's a lot of opportunities out there, like what CareerLeap is doing with their study abroad program. Especially in countries like US and Canada, there's a lot of opportunities. You're able to go to school and get access to loans and all of that. But the competition is now fierce. Like the embassies are looking beyond just your documents. They're looking beyond just this is what you're doing. They are now checking out your online identity. And it's something that we have to be very intentional about, like your online identity, your online person. And I'm not saying we should, not post our social lives online and all of that. Yeah, it's great to post that your social life. You can put, yourself out there. Maybe you're in a party or something, but it should be less than 1% of the content you have on your social media. If you check me out right now, I don't think you will see a picture of me online where I am maybe in a party or or drinking beer or dancing on the table or half naked or something like that. I don't think you ever see a picture of me online, because it's something that I've, built on over time. My second point is what embassies and programs check, which I'm going to list, for us right now. Your social media is often reviewed, your Instagram, your tweet, your X accounts, your Facebook, your LinkedIn. They check for the consistency of your story. That's like the first thing. So if you're posting something that is different on Instagram, you're posting something that is different on LinkedIn, you're posting something that is different on Facebook, the consistency is not there. It may be very tough for you to get the visa or get the opportunity that you're looking out for. And this is not just even about visa, it's also about like scholarships. They check the consistency of your story, they check the consistency of what you said you're doing, that thing you told them you are passionate about, that thing you wrote, oh, I am a student and I'm doing this. Like, you check it online, and if your stories in all of the platforms are not consistent enough, it's a red flag. Another thing they check for is sign of extremism, fraud, or fake identity. I know we all have our different perspective or our interests. Some people they want Peter Obi to be the next president of Nigeria. Some people believe that the current presidency is doing very well. So we have different opinions about different political parties, about different global issues, like what is happening in Gaza, what is happening in Russia, these extremist conversations, especially when you're going to the US. Those are like the most important thing they look out for. Your opinions about, maybe you write something and you say, oh, you are in support of maybe some extremist group. Let's say you are in support of maybe ISIS and all of these Boko Haram, all of these people that are killing people, and you're like, oh, you are writing something and you are reposting them or something like that. It shows that you're possibly a criminal, and that is the way they will see you, because those people are like wanted organizations. So you don't want to align with them. You don't want to align with any of those agencies that are really like organizations or movement that are not for the social goods of the people. US takes they take it more serious than any other country, because they are always very careful about their national security. So they don't want to bring somebody to their country that is possibly a big fan of ISIS, or you are writing something that is going to lead to chaos in the community. And I know, like I said, especially our political views, it's fantastic to support your candidate, but there are times you want to be careful of what you say about the other person, of your opinions about, like, you actually don't want to be too vocal about that, maybe speaking down on somebody. I see a lot of young people do this a lot, especially on some of these big blogs. They just go under the comment section, you write a lot of, so with the way the world is going, we just one single search on you, the way they do their search. These people are experts. They will gather all everything you have written online in the last 5 years, and you will not be able to. You will not be there to deny or defend it. There was an example, so I'm going to use, of somebody who was selected for one of these US exchange programs. I was also there in Abuja with them for the interview, and this guy was rejected because he wrote an article about Russia or something like that. I can't remember what exactly the article was about, but he wrote something that is favoring, like, he said something really good about Russia, and you know that Russia and the US, they are not friends, right? They may not be vocal, like it may not be something that is everywhere, but that these people don't really align, or you do it a visit to Pakistan, or all of these countries that have been is it banned from entering America, and you want to go to America, and on your travel history, you have gone to Pakistan, you have gone to all these countries that they are fighting wars, they will question that profile. They will definitely question that profile and ask you more questions about what did you go to Pakistan to do. I'm not saying Pakistan is a bad place, but if you have a goal of maybe coming to the US, I'm currently in the US on a visit, and like on vacation, they will question that profile. There's nothing and 75% chances that they are going to reject that person. And this is the funny thing, even if you get the visa and you get to the border, they sometimes question you more. If you're not bold enough to speak, they can possibly send you back to where you're coming from. So you want to be careful about your opinions. And then a lot of people also have fake accounts. They open accounts and they are using somebody else's pictures. Those things are not good enough. I mean, I'm going to be very careful with that. I know some people, maybe they are trying to just fake some things and all of that. We are in a digital world where people can track you, they can trace you. With one single post on Facebook, they can track you to where you are, that exact location, right? So the world is moving really, really, really fast, and we as young people in Africa, because we are, to be honest, as a young person in Nigeria, my friend will say you are already -5, or maybe five goes down or something like that, because you have to do ×2 of what your counterparts in other countries will do to get the same opportunity, that you want to get. So we have to be careful. You need to build a proper profile, like have a very nice profile. I mean, it may not be perfect. It may not be, you have 1,000 followers. No, you don't even have to have all those numbers, but you have to ensure that your profile pictures are clear. What you're doing is clear. Some of and thank God for LinkedIn. You can easily be writing articles or writing some publications about that thing. For example, if you're passionate about, let's say you're passionate about digital skills or tech skills, you are writing about it. Okay, in the next 30 years or the next 50 years, Africa will account for the highest number of young people, which means we're going to be the largest workforce in the world. And it means that we have to start equipping our young people with skills, tech skills, so they can fit into the future of work. All of those conversations are really interesting because it's giving this global vibe. You are telling them what they know, and they're able to relate with your sense of reason that, this person is possibly thinking in the right direction, and this person is going to be a plus for our community, right? Your level of professionalism and global exposure. When you have the opportunity of traveling, post it. I just arrived at so maybe London, here for so thing. Post it. Put all of those things out there. Put it on LinkedIn. Put it on. You may be running from Village People Shower on Facebook, because I know that some of us have families on Facebook that I don't want them to see what you are doing with your life. I agree with that. Even me, sometimes I'm only scared of posting, but I don't even care anymore. Because the more I post, the more I get opportunity. My second invitation to the United Nations in New York was from Facebook. Literally from Facebook. This guy connected with me on Facebook, and he just kept on liking my posts. He was checking with me, and 2-3 years later, I was like, he's hosting this program in New York, and that will I be available to come? That's going to get me my pass and all of that. And I said, why not? I'll be available to come. And that's how I got into the UN, attending the UN International Peace Day. That was in 2023. So Facebook is also a powerful platform, and there's a way you can maybe block some of the people that don't want them, like maybe your family members and all of that. But it's important that you show that level of global exposure, level of professionalism. You don't just write with aberrations. You don't write. If you're writing and you're trying to use Pidgin, or you're trying to use Yoruba or Hausa or Igbo, you want to interpret it for. Anyway, there's AI now that can interpret what you're saying. But you want to assume that you are speaking to a global audience. Don't always assume that you are speaking to the people in your community alone. And don't also share fake news. All those reposting of, so something has happened that they are not really verified. And that is very easy on Facebook, because you can easily see one post. Maybe they say, somebody writes something about President Buhari. He died, and he's the worst president. Are you to join them? You just repost it. And you are, to be honest, I don't want to sound political, but in the view of an average American, right, they see Buhari as somebody who has integrity. You people, Nigerians, will not see it that way. But this is the only president that don't have mansions everywhere. I'm not speaking from. Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Sorry, we can't hear you anymore.
Oh my God. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
So sorry, please. Yeah, so thank you so much for calling my attention to that. So I was using an example of, views of other people. Don't just carry people's opinion on your head and you just repost it anyhow. No, try to build yourself, build your page, and you don't have to post every day, but there must be consistency in whatever you are doing and that thing you say you are passionate about. Your network and your digital behavior can shape perceptions of the people that is viewing you. And this is not even just about visa, even about jobs, especially, for a lot of us that we are like working with companies out of Nigeria. There are ways they can do online footprint research, digital footprint research on you, and they will gather everything you have posted in the last couple of years and they use it to make the decision whether to give you the job or not. Right? So it's not just about visas now, it's not just about like traveling abroad and all of that, but you have to have your network and digital behavior can shape other people's perception about you, right? I'm currently in the US, I'm on vacation, I'm also like on short training. And one of my guy that I met here, like I've been talking, he has been the one even helping me around to get things done. We connected on Instagram, and fortunately I was coming to a state. And this guy has just been so helpful. I imagine I was just posting naked picture of myself online. You possibly don't want to talk to me because we have similar interest in governance, leadership, politics, and all of that. So we have been talking about a lot of things, and he was like, "Yes, let's go to this person. I know this person. Let's do this together." He has been the one helping me, to get some things done, and simply because of my profile. Right, he's right here and he's probably laughing at me. Right, just because of my Instagram profile, like, oh, look at this guy's profile. Oh, he has, it makes the connection easier rather than forcing, connections. And number 4 thing is your social media is like your global CV. It's a global CV, right? Let me share tips for building a credible profile. Use your real name across platforms. The names you have on maybe your passport. I know some people have, maybe I don't know. I don't know if that is still possible. I know people used to do affidavits and all of that. The exact name on your passport should be what is obtainable on LinkedIn, especially on LinkedIn. On your Facebook, it may not be full names, but that identity must correlate, right? Use your real name. Don't use Shy Baby. Don't use Chibuzo G or something. All these funky names. Even if you have a good content, you have lost, the person that is reviewing you will not review that. The person will not get it that see you. So you want to, for me now, if you take me online, just Google Ilori Julius. You see a lot of my articles in different publications. And I'm so intentional about it because I don't want to go for visa interview and I'm rejected. No, like it's heartbreaking, especially when you want to come to the US here. Like you have to be ready, especially with the new guy in office now, like, the new administration, they don't even care. Like, I mean, they can literally just reject anybody for no reason, and it's their country. So it's not our country. You can't judge them. You can't abuse them. No, they are the owner of their countries. They decide whatever they want and they decide whatever immigration policies that they want for themselves. The way we too as Nigerians our government can decide to say, okay, today we want so people not to enter our country again. It's our own choice, right? So don't take it personal. It's just a country we're trying to protect its citizens. Number 2 thing on how to build a credible profile is post about your career, education, interest, and share your wins. You won an award in your department, post it. You are the best student, you are the neatest student, you are the most punctual student, you are this, you are that. All those awards, all those voluntary awards, all those things you did, maybe during NYC or you volunteered for somebody or a non-profit, please post them online, post them on social media. It's adding to your credibility. I don't know if you guys have, some of us here have read about the UK Global Talent Visa, right? If you read about it, you discover that one of the most important things that they are asking for is publications about your work. They want to see the number of awards. They want to see the things you have achieved, even EB1 visa in the United States. Like, the part of the major criteria is your publications. They want to put, I mean, these things are very easy for us to do, to be honest, because it will cost you 50,000 naira to write about something in the news and just put it in Punch or put it in Guardian newspaper or something, or Daily Times or something like that. But you can also put it open a blog in your name, right? All of these things will help people to gather very credible information about you. So once again, post about your career, your education, your interests. Share your wins, awards, leadership roles. Even if you are the class captain or you are the head of the fellowship in your school, maybe your church fellowship, it's a voluntary role and it's a leadership role. Like those things are very important. Connect with global institutions and communities. Make sure you are connected to some global institutions like the UN. Because all of these things will appear and show the people you are following, the posts you are liking, and all of that. Or maybe the organization you are interested in working for. Those things are very important. Clean up posts that may appear unserious, offensive, or inconsistent. I've said this before, you can't just make a joke of people. I see some people I think someone wrote about the president of the United States. Like, you are in Nigeria and you are beating the president of the US. Do you get? And I saw that post. I wanted to speak to the guy. Like, I wanted to go into his DM and just advise him to take down the post. But I was like, maybe the guy will even abuse me. I decided to just lock up, because why in the world will you be in Nigeria and you are abusing the president of America, or you are abusing another country's president, and you want to go to their country? Yeah, your own. So all of these things, I think we have to be very intentional about, especially as a Nigerian, as somebody from Nigeria, from Africa. The vetting is much for us, compared to somebody who is coming from the UK or somebody who has another country's passport. Even somebody with I think Liberian passport, still get level. God forgive me, but I'm just joking. But just to let you know how things are getting really tight, and difficult, for Africans, for young people, to go global. My number 5th point here is do's and don'ts, things we have to do to engage properly or to build a very good social media profile, is to show community involvement. I don't know if you're aware of the JTI network, Global Shapers Network, the Yali Network, and all of these platforms. Their community, you can join them. You don't really have to be attending programs, but you can be active online, reposting some of the work, because one of the things I also observed lately is that most of these networks have hubs across the world. For example, Global Shapers, they are in Abuja, I think they are in Lagos, they are in Ogun, they are in different states in Nigeria. Do you know the way they have it in Nigeria, they have it here in America too, right? There's Global Shaper in the state I'm currently in right now. There's Global Shaper almost everywhere. In fact, I'm not a member of Global Shapers in Nigeria, but I'm trying to do something here. My friend who is a Global Shaper member told me that, let me put it on our group. And before I know it, they are trying to link me with Global Shapers community right here. So your involvement in all of this community is key, to build a strong social media, because you just see that people from other countries will start commenting on your posts. They will start liking your posts. You don't have to have a lot of likes. See, trust me, you don't even need 1,000 likes. You don't need, just be consistent with what you're doing. Just be consistent with that thing. You will definitely, grow over time. I've said this before, post about your travels, your learning, the events you attend, the events you attend, the exposures you gain access to, you meet this person, write about it. Engage with thought leaders in your field. If you have, for example, I met, I want to remember his name. Oh God, I just forgot now. Fela Durotoye. Yes, I met Fela Durotoye like 2 weeks ago. I was on my way to Canada. So we're both at the, what is it called? Like, you're trying to pass immigration, and I woke up to him and said, yes, sir, like, I'm a big fan of your work. And we just took a selfie. And then, he gave me his direct number that will reach out to me and all of that. Imagine me somebody like that, you possibly want to put it online. I didn't post it. Because I've been like very, very busy, and I don't think I need to post it, right? But these are like thought leaders in the space. They are highly respected. They are people people stay with you and they respect you. If you have that kind of opportunity, don't take it lightly. Take that picture, connect genuinely, and stay in touch with them. Use LinkedIn actively. LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. I can't even count the number of invitations I've received from LinkedIn. I've received 2 TEDx invitations this week just from LinkedIn, to come and speak in Lagos, and also I think in Oyo State, just from LinkedIn. And this, I didn't even know them too well. Just like, we like what you're doing and want to invite. And I'm like, okay, send me an email. I will check if I'll be able to attend your program. So it's important that we use LinkedIn in a very professional way. And then the don'ts, of what I've said much earlier is, don't post hate speech, controversial opinion, or fake news. I've said that before. Like, don't be part of people that are, posting hate speeches, controversial opinions, and fake news. And another thing is, both about visa rejections or forged stories. So if you go for a visa rejection, don't take it to personal. You go for a visa interview and you are rejected, don't take it to personal. You can write about it. I know of a friend who was recently rejected. He was going for a conference in Europe, and he's just 21, 22 years old. They rejected the guy. They didn't give him visa. He reached out to me that I should please do a note for him to, introduce him to the ambassador of Finland. I'm like, yes, okay, what's the problem? So he sent everything to me, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that for you. And so he said he's also going to post it on LinkedIn. And I'm like, I was even scared for him that, do you want, I said, okay, if you're going to post it on LinkedIn, don't attack them. Don't attack, just tell your story. Oh, I'm going for this program and I was rejected, but it's not the end of life, but I'm still going to reapply and I need help. Maybe you can tag their embassy, tag the ambassador in Nigeria, you tag all of them. They will see it. It's not like you're abusing them to say, oh, this is a very useless country. I applied and they didn't give me, the way Nigerians can be very extreme with their posts sometimes. You don't want to do that. You can boast about the rejection and forge the story from it, And so God be the glory for the guy. He reapplied and they gave him the visa. I was so happy for him, because imagine maybe you went online now, you called out, on LinkedIn, you can easily tag all these people, just search for them. You can easily tag them. It's very easy to connect all these diplomats on LinkedIn. Just imagine maybe I said, okay, this country, they didn't give me visa, they are very terrible people. I don't even know what is freaking them. They will see that post and they will save it for you. When you come back again, they will reject you again. They will not forget. They won't forget. Some people might not take it serious, but it shows that you're not a very good person. Like you're not, you're just thinking one-sided. You're only thinking about you. They have to do their own work too. And the last thing is, don't lie about affiliations and achievements. Some people will lie that they have achieved it, and they're in reality they have not achieved it. You don't have to impress people. You don't have to lie that you won Grammy or something. I'm joking. You really don't have to lie about your affiliations. You don't have to lie about your achievements. I'm the the way people write on LinkedIn. I have achieved. I was selected for this. And meanwhile, it's just one small program in one corner. You can be proud about it, but don't exaggerate and don't lie about all those affiliations and achievements. Don't lie that you got a certificate from Harvard and you don't have a certificate from Harvard. Or Nigerians can be very fun. Not just Nigerians, like a lot of us that were young, including myself. The way we just blow things out of proportion. It's always not. Yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, it's not just about you, showing off yourself. Oh, I've done this. Be very careful because there's just one thin line from lying and telling the truth. So you want to be very careful with that. And one of the ways you can also upgrade your digital image is, Canva has a clean design and CV post that you can copy. Linktree, using Linktree, a lot of us use Linktree a lot. Like you can read about my book, you can read about me, you can read about my work. Like there's a Linktree, that you can always use all of these tools to make your social media well coordinated. And then for your writings, you don't have to write it yourself. You don't have to figure it out yourself. AI will write 1 million posts for you now. Just give him prompts, about that thing you want to write. You use AI if you want to. But those things save you stress, right? You don't have to copy and paste though, but you can always use some of these tools, Grammarly to correct your errors. You don't want to be writing and there's punctuation marks error you're writing on LinkedIn. It doesn't speak well about, those things you said you have achieved. Using all of these things, Grammarly will help you, can help you remove all those typos. Even ChatGPT now can help you write your taglines on your LinkedIn posts and can help you clean up your bios and posts. Google Alerts can help you to track your name on the web. Those things are there. Like when somebody tries to check you, you will get notification that somebody is checking you out. Like that's the way it is on LinkedIn. I used to receive that a lot, usually on LinkedIn. When people check me out, I know that. Also, when I see somebody checking me out from this organization, I know that maybe somebody is talking about me in so place, and the person want to quickly check me out. Right. Another case study that I can use is my own personal brief story. I've had the opportunity of receiving some fellowship programs in different parts of the world, and one of the things that has really helped me is the fact that I've remained consistent and also doing what you do with integrity. When you're doing something with clean mind, you'll be bold enough to look at your visa, the visa officer eyeball to eyeball. Some people cannot maintain eye contact. Those things are like red flag, especially when you go for visa interviews or any kind of interview, even fellowship interview, scholarship interview. You must be able to maintain eye contact. If you are unable to maintain eye contact, it means you have low self-esteem or something is going wrong with your mind, and it's a very bad, or it's not a good trait. It's a red flag. You must be able to, maintain, keep speaking. You're bold about the thing you want. Like let's say you go for a visa interview in the US. I'm sorry, in Nigeria, you're coming to the US, and they ask you, what are you coming to do? You are like, I'm going for this program. I got this scholarship, or I'm going for a master's program in education technology, and I'm a young person who is really passionate about education tech. In the last 5 years, I have worked on different policies. I've worked to develop tools. I've trained over 5,000 teachers in using tech tools to advance their classwork and all of that. I now have a community of over 100 people of over 100 teachers where I share resources with them. I'm also like the founder, or I work with this organization. And I am currently supervising a certain number of people. You can see that even the visa officer that is looking at you knows that you know what you're saying. Like, you're not just saying, they ask you, why are you going to this? Oh, I'm going to study. You now shut up. What are you going to study? I'm going to study education technology. Who is funding you? I got fully funded scholarship. Like, it's too dry. The person will just know that this person possibly, some people get away with it, but if you really want to engage them, you have to just keep speaking. And this is based on my own personal experience. My last visa interview in Nigeria was, the lady was asking me, why are you going to the US? You just came back. My visa expired. And she was like, why are you going back? And I said, yes, I was in the US in so time. I did my program, and this is what I did during the program. I was able to connect with few people, few organizations. And today I'm trying to go back, to take my Nigerian experience, exposure back to them to see how we can collaborate, bringing opportunities to the American people, and also to like a cross-cultural experience about my work in Nigeria. And I currently lead social organization where we are currently promoting access to quality education. And I've also worked with few organizations in America, supporting their work, voluntarily. And this what I've done. I supervise social number of people, and I currently earn 500,000 naira. I'm just saying, for example, like I currently earn 500,000 naira as my salary, or maybe 500,000 is small, but even if you are not earning up to that, you have to be able to give reasonable figure. Oh, I'm earning this amount of money, and so it shows that you are not running away from Nigeria, or because you don't have a job, you are not like, oh, let me just use opportunity to run away. No, they will know that you want to run away, because when you tell them you are earning below, let's say you're earning 100,000 naira, you possibly will not get that visa, because the person is already like, oh wow, that's even lower than how much, let's say $50 or $60. Money people can make here in 2 hours or 3 hours, right? So it shows that this person is below the kind of person they are looking for, and they possibly will not grant that. So I was just speaking on that. I told her this is what I'm doing. And she's like, okay. So she'll ask me, okay, when do you intend to come back? I said, yes, I intend to come back on so day. And I'm already working towards that. I don't have my return ticket yet. I have my return ticket. I think I told her I have my return ticket. And if you want to see it, I can show you. I was with all of my documents, and she said, okay, can I see your passport? I gave her my passport. She opened it and she saw that, oh, okay, I have this visa, I have that visa. And she was like, okay, can you put your hand on the whatever is in your front? And I mean the whatever, I don't know what they call that stuff. She took my biometrics and she's like, congratulations, your passport, your visa ready for so time. And they have rejected like 12 people in my front. I was scared of that. I was so scared, honestly, because they were just rejecting people, giving them this, is it blue paper or something. And I was like, hey, Chineke, how go they get this one that they have rejected? Almost even the rich people, they rejected them, Even some celebrities, I don't want to mention anything, but there's this influence, one artist or so. He was going with his PA. I think they rejected. I don't know, but I can't remember precisely, but just to let you know how difficult this can be. They don't really care about maybe you are going to cry or you will faint. That's your problem. You can faint. They will still reject you. So you have to, that's 2 minutes, 3 minutes you have in their front. You want to keep talking. You want to keep so they know that you are not just running away from Nigeria, or you want to just jackpot, or no. You want to sound like someone that is very responsible. And you will definitely get the visa. Using some of these tricks, I can tell you that 50% or 60% chances of also looking at some of your profiles and what you have done before. Once you're able to engage, then you definitely get the visa. Even while I was in Canada a few weeks ago, when I was at the border, they asked me the same question. Oh, welcome to Canada. What are you coming to do in Canada? I said, I've frequently attended fellowship programs across the world. I did something similar in the United States. I did something similar in Nigeria, and my work is focused on entrepreneurship and education. And now I'm here, just to do something similar also with one of your universities, so University, and I will be here for just a couple of weeks, and I hope to leave. The guy didn't even have any question to ask me, because it was not like, oh, can you tell me more about the micro credentials? What certifications are you getting? Yes, I said yes. There is micro. So you have to study properly. I mean, I think it's important we take this more serious than the way we are saying. Like, you have to be grounded, like prepare, And I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I think that's nice. I'm sure you will maximize this opportunity. I wish you the very best. I just gave my passport and he passed me, while some other people are just there, they are just looking like this thing. So all of this is something I've learned over time, but I'm just saying it here because I know there's a lot of young people here, just like me, who want to access global opportunities. You have to really work on yourself and you have to know your onions. So as I close this, because I think it's time is gone already. Let me quickly share this. How to get started. Number one, Google yourself and see what comes up. How to really start now is just Google yourself, put your name on Google and check what is coming out, and then that will now give you some ideas around how you want to keep improving your appearances or whatever you're doing online. I think that is very, very important. And like I said, if you are somebody that is interested in writing blog stories and all that, you can set up a blog in your name. Once they Google you, those things comes up, maybe on WordPress or any of these platforms, free student platform. You can use such platforms, and you can also publish your work in the news. For example, let me use an example. Let's say during your NYC, you did certain projects, you provided borrow in one community, put it in the news. It will 30,000 naira, you'll be fine. Like, just pay the publisher. It will they should make sure that your name, for example, so Idori Julius was part of the Sototo team that built Sototo project and implemented built a borehole system in a community of over 100 farmers, and today it has improved the economy. Just write, just with your friend, just write something, put it in the news, but your name should be attached to it. So when they Google it, it comes out. Like, you will see, people will see that thing. And all of this does not cost so much. With a minimum budget of like 30K, 15K, 20K, you can put it in the news. Clean up and update all your profiles. Once you have done that, write a professional bio, post at least once a week, follow global programs you are targeting. Follow global programs if you want to go for a master's, or your application is on right now, or you're going to school in Canada, you want to check them out. They only have community, they have alumni community, they have business, especially when you're going to maybe a business school or any of the programs. Just online there's literally nothing you will not see online, right? So it's important that we take note of all of these that I've said, and I think for us to even be here, it shows that we are ready to take our global footprint more serious and also take our lives more seriously. Because the funny thing about Nigeria is that you would not know that time is going. Like, you can be in that country and you know that time is going, and if you don't grab the opportunity, once you are like 35, trust me, you have to fight another battle again to get, because 35 is like the last age to get into some fellowship program, especially in the US. Once you are, except you're going for a Fulbright scholarship or any of these professionals, programs that requires people with certain number of experiences. But for youth programs, imagine that programs is 35, right? So don't waste your time. You may not get it the first time you apply. You may not even get it the second time, but just keep shooting, keep weighing your opportunities and take the risk. People are always scared of, oh, yeah, okay, I can't do this thing. Hey, I will survive. Just take the risk, because in the next 5 years or 10 years, if you don't take that risk, another rule can come out now. The US government can say, oh, we are not even taking people from Nigeria again. Look at what they did a few months ago with the F1 application, that they shut it down. They didn't allow people that want to go to school they are unable to fill their visa forms online. So imagine they now extended it for 1 year. Do you know how many people will be disenfranchised? Will not be able to get that. So you don't want to waste time. You want to grab every opportunity as fast as you can. Also, look at the new US policies with our visas in Nigeria now. A few months ago, they were giving 5 years visa, multiple entry. Now, you can only get 3 months visa with single entry, right? Anyone with a Nigerian passport, you can only get just single entry. Imagine you come to the US now, you can only come in once with that single entry. If you go back home, you go and reapply again. And the process of application and all of those things that they take so much time, and they're also very stressful. So I just want to encourage us to take our destiny in our own hands. To be honest, you have to keep trying. Hold on to God. To be honest, God is the one that makes things work. You have to take your spiritual life serious. I don't want to say I'm a pastor, but I believe so much in God, and I believe in the superpower. Like, there's that supernatural power that makes things easy for you. Don't always imagine that you will fail. Don't always assume that, oh, this person don't get it, so I will not get it. It doesn't work that way. Your belief system is also another thing you have to build. You have to believe that if everybody is failing, I will pass. If everybody don't get this thing, me, I will get it. If everybody is, not succeeding in this thing, me, I will do it and I will succeed. So once you have that mindset, it gives you that strong backing, and you're also trusting God, praying, believing God to see you through your journey. And trust me, you'll be fine. You'll be fine at the end of the day. So in my final words would be, your social media is not just for fun. It's your window to the world. Think global and act digital. Right from that local community that you find yourself. I grew up in Ajegunle, and I don't think a lot of people will believe. Like, I grew up in a very, very rural, like a very terrible community. But I didn't see myself that way. Like, I did not see myself, like one poor boy or one average guy. I've always imagined that I'm going to do great things with myself. So that's really helped me to shape my perspective in a way that I don't think like people around me. And that's another thing. You need to connect with people that have similar perspective. You don't want to share your vision with somebody and say, oh, I want to go to America, and just say, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in America? Don't let anybody shut you down. I mean, don't let anybody shut your vision down. Don't let anybody shut your dreams down. God has given you that dream for a reason. And God does not give you vision just for that, for just viewing it. He's giving you because He wants to bring it to life. I'm encouraging you. Your narration online, all of the things you're doing must be consistent with all those things you want to achieve. And you can fail. It's okay to fail. I applied for the Mandela program 4 times, and I applied 4 times. I didn't get it. I got it the 4th time, right? You can always say you will not get it the first attempt. You can still try again. Once you don't stop, trust me, it's going to happen at the right time, and you'll be grateful for it. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. I really hope I made sense, because I don't have a PowerPoint or anything. I don't know, but I really hope this is useful to you all, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Julius, for this wonderful session. That's very, 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 very amazing. I of course, I trust the fact that you're going to deliver as usual. Thank you so much. If you want to connect with Julius, you can easily just search him on LinkedIn. Just type Julius Laurie on LinkedIn, and then you'll be able to connect with Julius there. Now, I want to mention that if you're going to be asking questions, it should be focused on this particular topic, right? So that we don't get to waste time. Then secondly, keep your questions very brief, very short, straight to the point. and one question at a time. All right. So we're going to start with Shola. Hi, Shola. I can unmute your mic and ask your question. Shola, you're muted if you're trying to speak.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you, Julius, for that wonderful presentation. My question is this: for just like you have explained, there are, for example, there are things you might have commented on social media, just to be part of what is going on social media at the time. Now that we now have more insight and how important some of these things can be, and how they could even affect our interview to travel out of the country. Now, is there a way that maybe one can do it in such a way? For example, there are platforms that maybe when they are doing something, you just make comments, and even you yourself know that those comments were not good at that time. Now, is there a way one can Google, or one can find solution to it? Maybe you have to search and then delete it. Is there possibility for one to correct some of the mistake you have made in the past concerning some of those comments? That is what I want to ask. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I think that's another important question. I think for comments, you can. To be honest, I don't know if there's a particular app that you can use to delete your comments. Like they said, social media or digital whatever, don't forget. They will never forget whatever you have posted, one way or the other. But I think for comments, it's still fair if because I don't think comments will pop up when they search you. But there's a way somebody can tag you on a comment and it will come up, right? What I would say is you can do this manually. I mean, even me personally, I made a comment on one funny guy's post on Instagram, and I'm just catching cruise. Like I was just there, and I just put like smileys. Like I was just smiling to the post. I was happy, like this is funny, But when I went back to check the guy's profile, I discovered that the guy is too controversial, right? So I had to go back to that post and delete my comments. Delete even my, I didn't want to like his post again. I had to unlike a lot of things, and I tried to delete, because I'm at a point in my career where if you see me like a post, people can assume, oh, so Julius is also working this. I'm not saying you should live fake life, but it's part of it. It's like you have to protect yourself. So I would advise you possibly go back and take those. There's delete option. You can easily delete comments now. Go back and delete them. And I think for those ones that you can't see anymore, it's okay. Just let it go. But your new, like with the new information you have now, you can now be more careful about your comments and also your profile. You want to improve on your profile. You are now more intentional. I think that's the most important thing. But I don't think I know any app that can help you do that. But you can do that manually. Just take it down. If you're able to see ourselves, then take it down. Or maybe you even, if you don't have much followership yet, you can even create another profile, like your fresh profile or something, your name, your full names, very professional. Like I think you can do that, but you can do it manually. I would advise you to do it manually. And don't also feel bad about those things you have done before. You have done it, it's gone. But like I said, the new perspective around it now, and you are more aware of, the way to go about it. So, and I don't think that should be something you take into mind. Don't let it bother you, but just take this information and kickstart a new journey. Yeah.
All right, thank you so
Sorry,
much.
did you hear me?
Summed it up for Shola. Yeah. Okay. Valentine, your turn. You can ask a question. Hi, Valentine, you're muted.
Okay, yes. Good evening, all. Please, I want to know, how do you, if you have multiple social media handles, how do you, is there any possibility of deleting the ones that are not much active? For example, me, I have like 2 Facebook accounts, but I don't normally use one. So is there a way we can delete one or delete other handles that are not all that active? Thank you.
Julius, we can't hear you very clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, so I said you can delete the other accounts. You can delete the other accounts that you think you don't have much engagement on, or you can even rename it. If you know, you can just rename it to something else and remove your pictures, or just get some. If you're unable to delete it, but I think you can easily delete an account and it will not appear again. So you can work towards deleting and building the one that you think you want to work on, that has your own, that you have access to, that people will see, or the people that maybe you apply for something, or like a program, they can see and they say, okay, this is this person identity, and okay, we can confirm that this is you. So rather than them searching you and they are seeing three names of you, it's to be very confusing. So you can delete, rename, remove pictures, and then build on the one that you want to build on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Tejiri, you can ask a question.
Good evening, Julius. Good evening, everybody. I already filled out my DS-160 form, and in some of my social media,
Tejiri, you're
full
breaking.
names, but my DS-160, my TikTok handle is Chef TJ, and also some other apps like that. That aside, then on my LinkedIn, I was having restrictions recently on my LinkedIn, but have been verified. I don't have much connections on my LinkedIn. I think I have few connections on my LinkedIn, and my interview is less than 2 weeks at Abuja, and I don't have much connections, stronger connections, so to say. And then also, the recent information now is US, they are granting 3 months visa to candidates that are going for their program there in the US. It's really a concern to me. I don't know, but I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question. What I would just advise is you go back on your LinkedIn, make it more like a very professional account, right? Like add some keywords, for example, if I don't know what you're going to do in the US, but it should be, because you're going to do, it should relate with what you're doing in Nigeria. Like, you use those keywords on your profile. I think one of the things they check out is they check the profile, and you don't need to have 1 million connection, right? But I think you are still in a good place, considering the fact that you're already in for interview. You can build it in a very professional way, and you get people to also look at it for you. I think by now they already, start. Maybe if your interview is next week, maybe a day to your interview, they've already done a lot of search already on you before your interview day. But like I said, what you have on your LinkedIn, what you have on your Facebook must align. Also on your Instagram, let's forget about numbers of people following you, and also your engagement during interview, what you are going to be saying, right, must also align. Like, you don't want to go there and speak out of what you submitted, right? You have to be very, very direct with the information you have. And since it's like you're going to school, I think if you're able to, you will get it. I'm definitely trusting that you're going to get it. But like I said, you have to ensure that the information you're communicating to them is the same thing with what they have seen online. And then I'm sure they'll possibly ask you if you have been playing, like, are you coming back home? You also want to make that clear to them that after your program. So let me use it as an example. They will ask you who is funding your trip and all of that, and you know that maybe you got your trip funded already through the Career Leap platform and all of that, and you need to have more information about the organization that funded you. You tell them, through this program, your trip was funded, and also you are getting support maybe from your guardian or something. There must be somebody who is also like supporting you to cover your maybe any other expenses or unforeseen expenses that might come up in the US. And you're also going for this program because of the work you're doing in Nigeria, because after the program, you want to come back to Nigeria to continue the program. You want to show them that you're going to come back. You want to tell your theory should show that, oh, this person is not just going and he's not coming back. Even if you don't want to come back, that's your own personal problem. But you want to sound like you're coming back, connecting that you're going to learn into the Nigerian system. Oh, I'm going to for this master's program, and when I'm done, I want to come back. I know you don't want to come back, right? But I'm just saying, for the purpose of interview, I'm coming back home to expand on this work that we are doing here to ensure that we're able to bring global best practices into our ecosystem in Nigeria. So once everything is sounding like it's the same, what they see online, what they see on Facebook, what they see on LinkedIn, and what you have on your application and what you're saying, it gives you higher chances of getting the approval. So what I would just tell you to be bold, like I said, be bold about, don't sound like you are scared. No, be very bold. Look at them eyeball to eyeball, speak, continue to explain yourself to them, and let them know that, oh, this person is not just, this person knows what he or she's saying, right? So I think that, and I know you get it by the grace of God. I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to pray for you, get it. All the best.
Julius, just to buttress more on some key points you raised. Right, Tejiri, I believe you currently in the academy, and you're also, attending the mock session we usually have for our candidates. And I believe you know how rigorous, detailed, and how impactful the mock session is. So this is just to advise everyone that before you go for your visa interview, you need to attend the mock session. It's going to give you a more deeper insights about your approach or asking questions in your visa interview. Now, Tejiri answered another question, which I'm going to just explain. This doesn't apply. That policy doesn't apply to student visa, because student visa, you're going for a 2-year course, a 2-year master course. So it's impossible for them to create a policy that will only allow you to come to the US for just 3 months. It doesn't really make sense. So what they are basically focused on for that particular policy is mostly for H-1B visa or what's it called, visitation visa or multiple entry visa, where after 3 months
visa.
You get to renew that. So it doesn't apply to students. Okay. Yes, thank you. So you don't have to be scared. Just believe according to Julius. Yeah. Olumba, Anointing, you can ask a question.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Julius. Thank you for this wonderful time. I really appreciate your time and efforts in educating us. Please, my question is concerning my own Facebook handle. I think I have actually shared a lot of information, and the other day I was just trying to filter my my post and my like and everything. Like, it seems as if the whole thing is much, and with everything, I'm considering deleting that handle, that particular handle. I don't know what's your intake on that.
So you said you are considering, like, can you just repeat the last thing you said?
Okay, I said I'm considering deleting that particular handle, my Facebook handle, because of a lot of shares, because I can't really remember everything I shared and comments and likes. So I'm just like, let me play on the safer side. Let me delete the particular handle so that I could rebuild from scratch.
Yeah, I think if you think that would be a good one for you, why not? I think you can go ahead. And if you think you can still review your page again, I mean, that's also something you can explore. Just take your time and look out for what actually works. But if you know you have a lot of bad stuff on your page, like a lot of controversial stuff, you possibly need to open another, like you said, just open another account. I don't think it's just, you have to really, like I said, Google your name and see what is coming up. Google your name and see what is coming up. That will now help you to think around, okay, should I shut down this account or build a new one? I think it's going to be based on your own decision. Like, like I said, these people are they know what they want to do. They just look out for consistency across platforms. So just do that. And I think, I'm sure you are not applying to travel maybe in the next maybe 1 year, or let's say 6 to 7 months. Or so you can actually build your page properly. I think you'll be fine. Just figure it out like the way you mentioned. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
Another.
okay, go on, please.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to answer just for 3 other questions, then we're going to be done for tonight. Thank you. You can go on, Olumba.
Okay. Another question is it okay for me to only post only to when I'm actually writing my handles? Is it okay for me to maybe put only my Instagram and LinkedIn, then maybe keep Facebook off? Maybe if I delete it, I'll keep it off.
I think there's already, I don't know. God gives you to answer this question for those who are currently filling the applications. I think all those things are there already. You just have to put it. I don't think you can select the one that you want to. I think you have to put everything.
So you have to put everything there. So you must ensure that you are on all social platforms. But the most important one is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is more recognized. All right, but try as much as possible to have all the other platforms in the profile. But if you don't have Facebook account, it's still fine. If you don't have Twitter, it's still fine. But if you have LinkedIn, which is the most important one, you can actually put it there. So that's works.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi, Ajibola. Hello, Ajibola, you're muted.
Hello.
Hi, yeah, you can unmute your mic.
Okay,
Go on,
fine.
please.
I'm fine. All right. I want to ask, for example, if my Facebook account has been hacked before, and in the process, it has been used before I was able to retrieve it. It has been used to communicate bad content or wrong information across different platforms. So, and later after reporting, and I recovered it. So, during that process, the information shared, hope it will not be taken as only when one is going for a visa interview, and the information there was checked, and that kind of information was seen. Hope it will not be taken like I was the one that did all those things.
Okay, let me answer that question. Babatunde, right? So,
Yes.
who is this, right? Since you've reported that account, I believe you already have a new account. So if your account has been hacked and it's possible for you to access that account again, open a new account and inactivate that new account. Now, when you are filling your DS160 or whatever thing you're filling, kindly put the new account link or the name of the new account in your DS160. That is what you can do. Okay, so there's no need to use the one that has been hacked. I don't need that answer the question.
No. The thing is, after reporting, Facebook try to look into the situation, and then I think there's a way they log out the person, and then try to bring me back still with the same account, and try to help me, guide me, tell me the process I need to follow in order for me to now own my account back. So then I just do 2-step verification in order to be more secure, kind of.
If you have entered your account or you have secured your account back, then just delete everything that is controversial.
Okay, that was cool.
Controversial.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I, Julius Oguntolu. You can also, Mr.
Okay,
Oguntolu.
good. Yeah, good
Hi.
evening. Can you hear me, please?
Very well.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And Thank you for the nice presentation, my namesake, Julius. Okay, so what I want to ask is about Facebook. Okay, so I post on other platforms, right? But Facebook, you the post over there, post when I was still, younger. Currently, like right now, I hate that app, Facebook. I don't like posting on it. I don't even want to use it at all. Right? I don't have bad content there. I have good content, like for the ones that I've for the histories that I've had. So I hope there is no problem about that. And one more thing I want to ask is, uh, I don't know, probably because of the stage I am currently, I don't know what you're trying to talk about, as regards social media history. I've been seeing posts online like, about all these US policy and all about social media, and I understand. But I, from what Julius has shared and from what I've been hearing, this questioning and interview process, I mean, for granting the visa, right, it only takes like um 3 minutes or whatever. Ju- So is it that within that 3 minutes is when they will browse your history on social media, or there might have been some a former or prior session before that? So those are the two questions there.
Okay. Julius, you want to answer that, or I should proceed with it?
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. All right, so your first question, right? You mentioned that you've posted a couple of things while growing up, and they were not really controversial stuff. Well, you can still leave that. At least it tells your journey, your story, where you're coming from. But going forward, I would advise that you now start posting, things that relate to your personal growth or achievements you've had over the years, right? That is actually very good. Then for the other part, which the second question you asked, yes, prior to the interview, they review, and during the interview, they also review. You mentioned that within 3 minutes, yes, they are done. Most of the time, once they are done with your interview, they can withhold your passport and say you should go home. They're going to get back to you, right? Now that period of time, they're going to call you back. They're using that time to review your case. Now this falls in cases where they feel like this person has much potential and they need enough time to verify and go through your case, right? They will tell you to go home, they're going to get back to you and all those good stuff, right? So that is just what it is. But at the end of the day, you must ensure that your social media is active, it's showing good things or saying good things about you. And also, like Julius have mentioned, stop commenting on things that doesn't pertains to your own good. So I think that answers the question, Julius.
Yes. Yes. Perfectly.
Then
Thank you.
Vivian, you can ask a question.
No. Hello, good evening. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
very well.
someone hear me?
Please go on, Vivian.
Okay. All right. My question is about the appointment, embassy appointments. I know I started the process with 3 people, but then recently all these forth and back visa issues about US based on the F1 visa and the other things and whatever they are saying about everything. I became scared. I had to put a hold to the process because I wouldn't want any issues in the future. So I don't know whether you have said something about that, but then I've not been able to. Your last week meeting I couldn't attend. Today I said I will have to ask the question whether there is any improvement or any progress towards that already. Because as I am really afraid of continuing the process. That is it. That's the question I
Okay.
have.
Just to answer your question, I think the last session we held, explained in detail everything you need to understand about the policy and all that. So you may want to reach out to your manager and inform your manager to send you the video recording. I believe that they have done so, but just reach out to her if you haven't gotten it to send the recording so you can watch that session. I believe after watching that session, your tensed and you being afraid will vanish. And on the part of being afraid or deciding to discontinue the process or whatever the case may be, it all stems from, I believe, based on what Julius have mentioned, there is nothing worthwhile that doesn't take the risk that is required, because in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, the policy may be stronger, and in that same 10 years, 5 years, you may want to be like, I wish I'd continued, maybe something would have been different. So my advice would be, there's no disadvantage in continuing the process. It's always an advantage, right? You just need to like make sure that you're doing the right thing and eating the, or like for me personally and Julius, like see how his story went. It's about you pushing and ensure that the vision you have for your career, for yourself, is actualized. It's best that you do everything possible that you know that, okay, at the end of the day you did it, than going back home and being like, I wish I had continued, maybe the case may be different. All right, so I'll just tell you to go back, watch the video, and then if you have any question, you can definitely ask your manager. We also have several sessions coming after now.
What about the embassy appointment, student appointment?
Embassy appointments, we mentioned that this is
I
beyond this is sorry, this is when it comes to the embassy appointment, a lot of people are also looking for the same opportunity you're looking for, so they need to get a date. So the system is actually going through batch by batch. So after a particular batch, another batch comes in and all that. A lot of people are trying to travel abroad, so you're not the only one. So what you can simply do is either you defer your admission to another academic session so you have enough time to get a date, or you can simply buy a date. That's what most people do. They buy a date to make sure that they go for their interview before their resumption. So for you to understand more about buying a date or how to start in terms of buying a date, you can reach out to your manager and they're going to give you the guidelines on how to do so. All right, Vivian. Okay, I'm just going to take 2 more questions and we're going to be done. Alex. Alex.
Yes. Good evening. Good
Hi.
evening from Nigeria. My question is the LinkedIn profile. Sometimes we have what we call career break, or probably you're out of work for a period of time, or you switch career, whatever the case may be. Does it in any way affect your consistency, like your true profile? Does it in any way alter what their decision might be in terms of your personality or who you really are, or following your story, your career growth? That's one. Then number 2, you didn't mention about criminal records, but sometimes people might put up stuff about you, probably because you are in public space or something like that. So how do you handle it in terms of when such issues come up? Definitely we might not see what they are saying in terms of their research and all that. So I would really like you to probably give us a bit guidance on how to actually defend some of these stuff.
Okay.
How do we handle it? Yes.
Okay. For your first question, right?
Yes.
In terms of career break, it's actually very good because it shows that you are progressing in your career. You are not stagnant. That's why LinkedIn had to put that particular features in the app. So it's actually a good one that you have a career transition. It doesn't affect anything. Then secondly, the question you asked, criminal record. Now, one thing about the US is the fact that you won't know some certain verification or some certain things are doing behind closed door on your case. And if you have any criminal record, right, you don't just answer the questions that you are being asked. don't go beyond what you are being asked. Most of the time, they may not even check whether you have a criminal record, because your DS-160 may have already explained a couple of things about yourself. In your DS-160, there are several questions that you usually ask. Have you been involved in any criminal activity? Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done this and all that? Right? You can answer honestly in your DS-160 if you have anything. But the goal at the end of the day is your interaction, your social media presence. Is there a change in your life? Is there a change in your career? I can't simply tell you that, oh, because you have a criminal record, that means you're definitely going to get denied. I'm not a visa officer, but it all depends on how you're able to position yourself and tell your story. Those are the things that actually count. Alex.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hi, Zibirio, you can ask a question. Okay, Zibirio, are you there? Okay, seems Zibirio is not available. So, hi, Julius. Any last thoughts? Any last thoughts before we close for tonight?
Yeah, thank you so much. God gives. I think my last thought is still going to be to encourage everyone. You may not have any question now, or you are still struggling to find your foot around this, or you are looking for money. I just want to encourage you. Don't stop fighting for you. Don't stop fighting for that thing you want for yourself, because it's when you stop, that may be the end of it, right? But if you don't stop, you can get it one day, and someday somebody will bring the opportunity you're looking for to you, the right information to you. So don't stop, stay consistent, and stay praying. Thank you, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much, Julius, for your time, for taking out time from your busy schedule to, attend to us. Julie, a pleasure having you, and also a big time learning experience with you, like always, right? Thank you so much. All right. So for everyone that are looking forward to going to the US, I would advise you to keep on pushing. The future is bright. Right? Keep on pushing. You're gonna definitely succeed, even if they deny you once, deny you twice, whatever. Just keep pushing. For those that have not been denied before, definitely you're gonna get accepted. Okay. So I wish to see you all in the US, in Canada, whatever country you're wanting to go or willing to go to. All right, so don't give up the faith, keep on pushing, and you're definitely going to succeed. So if you're currently in your visa stage in Career Leap, you may want to join our mock visa interview session, a very, very important session at that we believe is going to give you a 90% chance of succeeding compared to someone that is just going there with head knowledge. So it's best you learn from those that have gone through the process, and they're going to give you advice on how to navigate the visa questions and some other things I believe you're going to enjoy. It's a 1 month session, 3 times a week. Then you have 1 week session. For those that are already in the session, you can attest the fact that it is not your regular mock visa interview session. This is something that you are being grilled, right? You are being grilled. Your manager will follow you up to make sure you join those sessions. So it's something that is actually worthwhile. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a great weekend. See you in our next session. We are going to be talking more about LinkedIn, how to optimize your LinkedIn, how to be active on LinkedIn, particularly in our next session. So we hope to see you succeed. Your success is our joy. All right. Have a great evening, and of course, happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.